How's it going, folks? What's going on? It's your boy, Is33, welcoming you to IPW Underground episode 16. It's been a while since we've had an IPW Underground. Obviously, last week we were at, well, there wasn't a show. And then the week before, there wasn't an IPW Underground because it was, what was it called? City Limit. So yeah, our first show in the new era of Underground with a new general manager, Ludwig Kaiser. Obviously, live episodes as well for Underground. So this is going to be certainly an interesting one, to say the least. But welcome to the show, as always. I'm Is33, your host with the absolute most, your commentator with the absolute creative integrity. I've looked at the card for tonight. It's stacked, and I'm going to say it, Ludwig Kaiser's done a good job here, putting together some pretty interesting matches, including a new one that I'm surprised to see on the card, but it's certainly helpful for, I would say, all our brands really here for the show, because bear in mind, both shows have their stars competing on it. This one, well, this card has matches feel ill to the brim with these stars looking for places. Anyway, I'm ready to go. Hopefully you are. Hopefully this works, as we've got our opening bout ready on the card. I'm obviously a little bit under the weather, so my commentary might sound a little weird, but hey, it is what it is. Let us get into bout number 1 tonight. And into the Underground we go, where we're getting a little bit PFC.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Pure Fusion Collective from Chemung, New Jersey, Sonya Deville.
The hair goes up. It's time to square up for battle. Deville set to compete in this submission match. Obviously, the last time we saw Deville losing in that championship bout for the Women's Tag Team Championships alongside her partner Zoe Stark. And tonight, it appears she's going it alone here in the Underground. And our opponent, well, she's going to try to make her tap out pretty easily.
And her opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Natalya.
The Queen of Hearts, adopting an excellence in execution. Member of the Hart Dynasty, Natty Neidhart. Honestly, a prolific wrestler, former television champion here in IPW. Losing that belt to Lyra Valkyria, and then obviously we know how that went. We entered the new era with a new television champion. But yeah, Natty here tonight competing in, I would say, an environment well suited to her. The crowd. Honestly, two stars that did compete down in NXT. Deville strikes first, but Natty immediately in. Heel hook applied. Deville fights out of it pretty easily. Two very skilled technicians in the ring in the women's division. Natty obviously famous for the sharpshooter, as well as some other similar submission offense. Opponent Sonya Deville, known for a bit more of a striking game, but can bring out the likes of an arm triangle, arm bars, Fujiwara arm bars, you name it. She probably can utilize it in her kit, her arsenal. But right now, she's being worked over by Natalya here on the mat. Natty in side control, now going to turn it over and bring the knee down into the top of the head. They tie up for a second time here. Natty once again getting the better of Deville, overpowers her into the rope. And Natty's not going to break clean. Kind of surprising from the Queen of Hearts. Adored by many, but right now she is, well, she's kind of considered a bad gal in the biz. But she's getting worked over here by Deville. Wrenching on the arm, the wrist lock applied. She's keeping Natty at bay here. Natty reverses the hold into her own. Deville turns it around, just brings Natty down to the mat. And now, Sonya, no, she can't continue to strike. Natalya fights out. Caught though. Neckbreaker there from Deville, who gets sent running now. Natty misses, gets caught. Deville heads up. She's targeting Natalya pretty nicely from this middle rope. Flying and missing. Takes to the sky and comes crashing down. Caught here by Natty. Natalya obviously prolific in the game. Earned the television championship here in IPW. And took it into, obviously, the road to the showdown. Came up short in that affair. Did make it, however, to the live event. In a pretty dominant showing in the division. Obviously, losing only a couple bouts to inevitable progressors in the tournament. Queen of Hearts fell in that round one, but this is her first showing since then. It's hard to imagine that we haven't seen her in a while. Finally getting to strike as a big running knee from Deville just drops Natty. Deville hooks her up. There we have it. The arm triangle applied. Near to the ropes, though, is Natty, and she's not going to utilize him. Instead, just powers up, gets to her feet. Throws some body shots. Gets back up. Good work there from Natalya. Striking true. Putting the pressure here now on Deville. Seen one submission attempt as a discus lariat from Natalya comes through. Sets Deville up in a bit of a difficult situation because now the sharpshooter's locked in. It's in deep. Natty, will she get the tap? No. Deville's still hanging on. Natty may be a little frustrated, fired up here. Dealing with Sonya. Through with the chops. Hooks her up. We haven't really seen too many big-time maneuvers, but they sit out power bombs, the first maybe of many to come through this match. The power maneuvers have kind of been limited for more of this technical striking battle. Elbow smash off the top, gonna miss, and now Natalya in trouble. Deville rolls her through, sets her up, big kick to the chest. May have been a super kick in my mind. Could have taken the lights out of Natalya to set up for this. Big time elbow. Dropping Natalya, and now the armbars applied. Deville has it in deep. Natalya not gonna tap. Rolls through. Mounts and punches into Deville. Sonya takes some big shots there. And a few more. Exploder into the corner. Natalya's fired up here. And she's got Deville hooked up for a second time now. The sharp shooter is applied. Wrenching back on it and gets the tap. Natalya victorious in our opener tonight. And let's be honest, the big-time, high-explosive offense was kind of limited in this match. It was a showcase of the technical wrestling prowess that these two women do possess. While the result isn't that surprising, Natalya obviously a lot more accolades in her career, a lot more experience in this sort of battle. Christ, she's competed at Bloodsport in that MMA S-style match. She is used to difficult situations like this in the underground.
Here is your winner, Natalya!
Big victory for the Queen of Hearts here to get her underground career going. Could this be a continued run of form here for her? Certainly some other women in that similar picture, but before we get to see how that progresses, as Natalya's music plays in our ear, we look forward to our next bout, and it is a big battle, a debut of two stars here in IPW. One very new to the company. The other, he's hung around in the locker room for a few months. Now he's getting a shot. Who will deliver the big time in this, our second bout of the evening? Let's go to the ring for this one. Yeah, it's time to get that head shaking as the walk to the ring of D'Lo Brown begins. Yeah.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 268 pounds, D'Lo Brown!
D'Lo Brown. Some may know him for the lowdown. Honestly, one of the most explosive wrestlers that could potentially happen. In this sort of environment, his experience in the ring may guide him to victory. But let's be honest, it's going to come down to if his opponent can step up to the case more than anything. Ludwig Kaiser has fed this man arguably an easy opening battle as he goes up against Catering's own Ashanti, the Adonis.
And his opponent from Baltimore, Maryland, weighing in at 209 pounds, Ashanti, the Adonis.
Adonis, he's looking to make an impact. He's looking to find his way here in IPW. Much like his time in NXT, it's more so just the opportunities given to him have been few and far. This is his potential first and potential gateway into IPW. When we say that our IPW management are here to give opportunities to new stars in the new era, the new general managers certainly echoed that thought process, as already we're getting returns here on Underground as well as debuts. Two big names here. Well, one big name debuting in D'Lo Brown, the other is Ashanti the Adonis. And we get underway as expected. D'Lo trying to take control early. Ashanti firing back though. Not going to make it easy for D'Lo in his debut as he takes waist control here over the big man. Keeping the waist check in play. Can either look to go for a mat takedown like so and advance position into this side headlock. Could have gone German. Could have really exploded. Took it to D'Lo in the early goings and causing maybe some potential back problems. as the match went on. Instead, Ashante went into the side headlock, now turned it into some knees to the temple, and is really starting to work over the big man in D'Lo Brown. Spear there connecting into D'Lo from Ashante, who's starting this match off nicely. Remember, this is MMA rules. It means KO, submission. The only ways to win is, well, anything really goes, and any sort of weapon can really be found. Ludwig Kaiser said, you know what, we're going to stick some randomized weaponry underneath the ring. Why not get a party wacky mallet as one of them items? It fits his persona perfectly. Does the mallet. Anyway, as we focus back in onto the match, D'Lo applying pressure to the elbow, but that pressure is now reversed as it's now Ashante taking back control. D'Lo manages to reverse it, snapmare into the side headlock. He could realistically advance position here as well by just spinning around and landing on top of Ashante. Not going to happen. Instead, Ashante tries to advance to his feet, but gets caught here. D'Lo's applying pressure to the shoulder, as well as wrenching on that arm. It keeps that left arm in check. It weakens any potential elevation maneuvers. Certainly this Irish whip as well, because Ashante utilizes it, and that, a lot of power being forced through that left arm. So with it being stretched out, weakened, it certainly makes these maneuvers a little bit more easier for D'Lo to handle. Speaking of ease, reversing that mountain attempt. Ashante did go flying and did flatten D'Lo, but D'Lo did manage to get a football out from underneath. Let me rephrase that, an American football from underneath the apron there. D'Lo reverses DDT here on the outside. No countouts in this style of battle. Anything realistically will go here. These two stare each other down. Massive crossbody there from Ashante as he lands flush on D'Lo. Tries to go with a big boot, cannot do so. Instead, forced to kick low, now high. D'Lo shaking off the shots as these two stare each other down here. All the action bubbling up here as we get to pan our camera around, staring down at one another. Oh, D'Lo is. Ashante is back to him. D'Lo gets back in. Ashante gets back in. The taunt from D'Lo caught. Ashante back rakes D'Lo. Picks him up. Spine buster. Plants him down. And now the mallet comes into play. The weapon misses. D'Lo leaping leg lariat. As Ashante down, drops the leg. D'Lo taking control of this situation. Pop up, high, low. D'Lo, the high rise, just connecting. Plants Ashante down, now applying that stretch there, the camel clutch. Ashante, big, beautiful drop kick connects. Now can the weapon be used? No, D'Lo avoids it again. No weapons have realistically been able to be utilized. They've all been brought in or picked up, but none have hit the opponent just yet. Is it D'Lo's time to turn it around as a table picked up, dragged into the ring? Ashante knocked. Oh my! D'Lo lands on the mallet with the hip toss. And I think he's going for another ride. Ashante swinging neck breaker. D'Lo's head in tatters, connecting heavily onto the weapons planted in the ring. Shante, not done yet. Remember, KO, the way to win. As his submission, D'Lo tries to fly, missing with that leaping forearm. Shante connecting. Another spine buster planting. Now he's thinking, how does he put an end to D'Lo? Maybe this is it. Lines him up. No. D'Lo grabs him. Not going to be able to follow it up though, as Ashante drops him with the lariat. Ashante hooks him up. Brings him up top. D'Lo out the back. Big leg lariat once again from D'Lo. Breaker there from the legend of the game. And Ashante's in the drop zone. And this is going to be a low down. That frog splash utilized to perfection. Now the submission can be locked in. The camel clutch applied. D'Lo trying to get the tap out, but Ashante fights out. Staying alive in this matchup is Ashante. But he has taken some big shots, as has D'Lo, hitting his head on the edge of the table. My word. Ashante. He's bringing it to his opponent. He's not made this debut easy for D'Lo, who's going up top once more. Lowdown connects for the second time. And now Ashante caught, hooked up. Cloverleaf applied here by D'Lo. The legs trapped. The Boston Crab Reel modified to perfection. And Ashante, he's in the drop zone. Spine busted through the table. D'Lo's had enough. Who can blame him? The mallet brought into play. And he has ended this one. Explosive in the ending. Realizing Ashante was getting going in the early stages of this match, D'Lo shut him down to end it. It was a bloody fight through it all, but it was perfect. I enjoyed this bout. That high, not high fly flow, that's Hiroshi Tanahashi. That lowdown just connecting. Perfect execution, then this table. Smash right through it. Set up, easy. Ashante was down. A couple of mallet hits, and he was done for.
Here is your winner, D'Lo Brown.
Victorious in his debut. D'Lo did get shook up, but no, it wasn't enough to put him out of this one. A good performance here from D'Lo as he picks up the victory here in the Underground. Now that leaves us with one final match here on IPW Underground. Our main event. It is what I would typically call, how many minutes are we into this video? Oh, we're only 24. I can say it. This is what I'd call an 8-way fuckfest. Or as what Ludwig Kaiser has named it, it is an 8-way KO fest. For PG reasons. It's going to be big. We've got 8 women battling it out in the ring. You're going to see similarities to maybe a conquest bout here. The only difference is it's not pinfall. It's not submission. The only way to win is fire knockout. Let us enter the fuck fest. out first for this one. We have put in some of the big new names in IPW that are making their statement. First, Jada Parker. Here to battle.
The following is an elimination match. Making her way to the ring from Port St. Lucie, Florida, Jada Parker.
When I say 8-way fuckfest, it also means it's elimination. So it means that we're guaranteed 7 women knocked unconscious. Certainly not the best situation. I can't make that joke. Not the best situation to have cleaned up, but obviously it's gonna happen. Bodies are gonna be strewn out across the underground arena. Parker looking to potentially knock someone out. Could it be this woman? Legado del Fantasmas, Elytra Lopez.
Representing Legado del Fantasma from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Elytra Lopez.
Lopez has been competing here in IPW, finding a bit more recent form and chances to fight. Tonight, this matchup, last time we realistically saw an 8-way anything sort of match like this was at Conquest. And Conquest was special. It was for the television championship. But now sits on prime time. And to get into that match, you had to at least qualify through a difficult battle. This seems like we're just sticking.
And from the Welsh Valleys, Tegan Knox.
Talent in this match for the sake of it. It gives them a shot, sure, to go try and win. But what do you gain from competing in this hellacious type of match? It is not much, to say the least, from my perspective. However, the general manager sees different. He sees this as entertainment. He sees this as captivating. To utilize a few words he threw my way earlier. He likes spectacle. He also potentially likes bodies being strewn about the arena. I don't know who's
from
more.
Boston, Massachusetts, Mercedes May.
I don't know who's more of a hellacious punishment enjoyer out of 2 of our general managers in Solo Sikoa and Ludwig Kaiser. Certainly, they like battles in, well, I guess it's interesting, obviously, with the environments they have to run. You've got Ludwig running this KO submission, battle brawling, like bloodshed arena. Breakdown's a little bit more structured in terms of everything going on. But Sikoa still finds a way to put brawls into the card. And that's just fine and dandy. I'd be intrigued to see who would win in a battle between Kaiser and Sikoa. Now we are obviously excusing one of our general managers who we will see on Tuesday night in Eve Torres, manager of Primetime.
And from Chinatown, New York, Wendy Chu.
Say all our general managers have that vindictive streak, but certainly they do command respect in some regards, and I'd say Eve Doris, obviously a little bit more experience in charge of a division. She was a general manager at one point in her career, I believe, or assistant to John Laurinaitis. That was it. But she did run, realistically, quite a lot in that time. Now, she's utilizing her powers for good, taking control of primetime. And that's a nice thing to do. Now, you may be wondering why I'm not really talking about the stars in this match just yet. And we've got potentially plenty of time to do that. It is an 8-woman matchup, and let's be honest, one of these women is going to get knocked out first. And I, for one, could not predict who that will be. Because frankly, I don't remember half the entrants we've already seen. Well, we see some of them out there. Actually, we see all of them. Who is most likely to go? I'm thinking Elytra Lopez. But yeah, we're seeing these stars that have either competed, but have realistically not made it past that point of no return, that upper echelon of IPW. Probably one of the biggest stars in this match is Mercedes Moné, who obviously competed in the Road to the Showdown. Now, don't get me wrong, she is a formidable star, top quality. But in this sort of matchup, she might not be that favored. Remember, KO's the only way to win, and so far I've not really seen, outside maybe Jada Parker, a knockout specialist. Maybe Bea Priestley might change my mind. Obviously powerful kicks in her arsenal.
And from Wellington, New Zealand, Blair Davenport.
I am gonna forever refer to her as Bea Priestley, even though she is obviously Blair Davenport right now. Davenport, a strong striker in the game. Elytra Lopez, I do believe, possesses some knockout shots in her own arsenal. But favorite right now, I'd say Parker. As the field finally fills to the brim, we're set for game time. Priestley in here for the shot, I guess, to win it. I do think that you kind of have to realize that this sort of battle, it will affect rankings. Maybe not that impressively, but it is a matchup that can do wonders for the careers, I guess. I've heard that, obviously, Ludwig Kaiser's kind of got to play both sides, both general managers, really, for their stars. So this sort of matchup,
From Melbourne, Australia, Indy Hardware.
this sort of matchup does set you in a situation where some of these stars may be like 20th ranked in their division. But in a match like this, they could potentially rise up 4 or 5 places because of just how low ranked they may be. So, we shall see how this will affect the rankings come Tuesday night. Remember, if you're unaware of what's happening at Resolve, it comes down to realistically power rankings as to who faces whom at Resolve as a whole. from my understanding, that men's world championship on prime time. There's said to be a Iron Man match in the plan. Cody Rhodes, who won that title, needs to defend it. But against who and when is, well, it's currently not in the picture. Meanwhile, Parker brings the booty down. That's in the picture right now. Takes down Monet. Remember, this is a knockouts match, so the way to win is pretty simple. Just beat the everlasting crap out of all of these opponents. This beautiful snap German there from Ren Sinclair connects onto Wendy Chu. The first woman to leave the ring, Mercedes Moné. She's going plunder shopping, and that's a light tube. And it has been busted over the ass of Indy Hartwell. Indy shook it off, but she's caught now. Neck breaker down into the glass there by Elektra Lopez. Remember, this situation, someone's been busted open. I believe it's Jada Parker here on the outside. And Ren has Janice. Or on the back of Parker. Weaponry, the secret weapon of this match. As it is certainly set to scorn bodies. Batter them, bruise them, destroy them. As we focus in on the action, Ren doing a good job here. Working over Indy, now trying to target Tegan Knox, who we haven't seen in a while. Nice thrust kick there from her. Tries to go headbutt, caught though. Elektra Lopez now got wrench up around the world. Lopez, well, can't connect. Instead, Knox fires herself over the top. A referee getting a good look at the action as bodies just tossed around the mat. No one has been eliminated yet, but you have to think that the first eliminated is going to really feel bad as Davenport's put in a tree of Joey Lawrence, manages to escape with a boot to the head of Parker. Catches her, follow-up boot, and now no mat takedown there from Parker onto Davenport. Indy getting in the way, stopping Indy's former strike onto Jada. But now Jada's eating some shots. German suplex. Someone else has been busted open. I believe it's Tegan Knox as Wendy Chu fights out the full Nelson. Taking the back of Indy. Clocks a one. Some stars leaving the ring, realizing it may be better to stand out here. Davenport dropping Parker on the outside. Knox is kind of in a loop right now at the front. We'll ignore her. DDT from Chu. Drops Ren, who's forced to roll out. Indy stood beside her, takes her back. She's going to send her right into that apron. Davenport watching on, realizing it's better to stay out of the ring. Realizing you don't need to get involved in the action. Does manage to turn it into some action, though, onto Parker, who's just being tossed for a loop. Caught here as Davenport slides in with that knee. Side the ring. Tegan Knox just slamming down Elektra, and here comes Janice from Mercedes Moné. Chu, Hurricane Rana, sends Moné running, flying. Ren hooks up Elektra. Fisherman's Buster brings her down. No KO just yet. Indy connecting with the drop kick. You have to feel first eliminated is going to feel the pain as a sit-out front slam comes through from Indy. The basketball's in picture. It's getting bounced on. Elektra lighting something up here. Drops it. Ren Sinclair, I believe, with a double axe. I wasn't really paying too much attention. That is, I was more focused on Tegan Knox, bringing it to Indy Hartwell. On the outside, table was set up. Monet resets it up. I'd be thinking it's time to put Chu through it. Can't do so because Knox is in the way. Meanwhile, that spinning Uranagi from Elytra Lopez connects. And there's a jaded type maneuver from Knox. Drills Monet into the outside, close to the ramp. Almost on that exposed steel ramp. Lopez sent running. Jada can't connect. Instead, now Ren catches Elytra. Now a big Uranagi. And now also a Fujiwara armbar applied. Remember, it is not submission-based wrestling. Submissions mean crap, as that's a big booty call from Jada. Indy full Nelson slam, plants Ren down into the mat and busts her open. A choke slam from Knox. Sends Mercedes crashing to the floor as well. Bodies scattered all over the place as B gutbuster onto Parker. Battered, bruised, and bloodied. Most of these women full Nelson. No, not going to come through here. Indy caught. Elytra fights out of it. But she is chop blocked down by Priestley. Tegan tunes up the band. And she's knocked out Ren Sinclair. Super kick to the knee, followed up with a Shining Wizard. Drops Priestley. Knox is starting to fire up here. First eliminated. Brings us down to 7. Elytra. Indy. Mercedes. Knox. Parker. Chu. And Davenport. 7 women vying for position. Parker. Caught. Spin out powerbomb. That Blue Thunder sends her down. Elytra, who's now pulling out the heavy artillery. The ladder set up. Now set back down. Davenport wants it, but she is booted into a new century. Lopez dropping them elbows as inside the ring. Chu has Monet hooked up. Is it time for the face? It is. Woo! God, I love that move. Why does a camera always pan for it? Anyway, Chu turns her attention to Parker, brings her down. Oh no, it's time again. Woo! The face. Parker in trouble. Planted on the mat. Now Indy avoids the shot. Meanwhile, what is Tegan doing there with Monet? I believe that was a vicious submission by Mercedes. Wearing down Knox, but Parker stops the Monet maker, catches the boot, and now Mercedes sends Parker running, crashing into Tegan. Manages to capitalize with a German suplex. And the boots come flying in from Mercedes and Indy onto Tegan. Mercedes had enough. Caught though. Chu slams her down. Outside the ring, Davenport toying with Lopez. As the bodies start to kind of come through, Davenport's choke slammed on the outside. Elytra's feeling herself here. Jada takes the back. Trying to maybe work with Wendy Chu there. Not going to happen though. Davenport eats a shot. Double underhook. German suplex there by Knox onto Parker. Indy's just stalling. Vertical suplexing Monet down into the mat. Big boots flying. The big shots crying into the arena. These are the sort of maneuvers we want to see. It's a complete contrast to our opener. That was all about technical submission wrestling. This is just about destruction. A bloody path left in the wake of the winner. As we said, we're down to 7. And these 7 are fighting viciously to and fro to try to win this bout. Indy takes a massive sit-out powerbomb there. The light tube busted over Nixon. Isn't going to result in much. Meanwhile, Monet has Parker up. Spins around, airplane spin. Uranagi from Wendy Chu. Down goes Parker on the outside. There's that light tube. It's going to go. No, it's not going to go. Crash onto Parker. Instead, it is Monet. Just dropping it. Returns into the ring. Nixon trying to go Shining Wizard. Cannot do so. Big boot there from Davenport. Flying back in. But she's caught. Nixon has her up. Davenport fights out. Those two, a storied history on the UK independent scene. You hark back to WCPW days, but they had that classic bout. Extreme Rules type maneuver, and there's a bit of that Extreme Rules type matchup as Davenport cracks a light tube on her former nemesis. Does, however, eat a backstabber from Parker. Wendy, not done here. Takes the back of Indy, brings her down, backdrop suplex. Meanwhile, Elytra has Jada Parker planted Uranagi. Submission attempt here by Monet onto Davenport. Bodies are laid out here, but no one's being eliminated just yet. Only Ren Sinclair's eaten a loss here. Indy backstabbered into the... Well, she tapped out there. That backstabber knocked her out. Wendy Chu's gone. Bodies are going quick now. Knox eliminated another. Can't return to the ring. Wendy Chu obviously was eliminated as the basketball tossed into Parker. We're down to 5. Elytra Lopez busted open now. Davenport caught. Parker caught. German suplexed. Elytra catches Knox. Plants her down. And that's a big elimination. Davenport, big boot to Monet. We're down to 4. Which means individual one-on-ones can realistically happen. Parker and Davenport battling. Lopez and Monet battling, but what is Davenport thinking here? Heading up top. Oh my. Brings her down. Oh my words. Falcon Arrow off the top rope. Believe Monet was busted open as well in that play. Is she going to shoot for her shot here? Doesn't need to. The basketball eliminates her. Meanwhile, a big knee connects onto Lopez. She's not gone. However, a scoop and a slam from Monet. She's turning her attention to the outside. Lopez has eaten a big shot already. She could potentially eliminate her here. Davenport's not having it. Grabs a hold of Monet. Big detonation kick. Connecting. Monet's put down. Now, Lopez caught. Actually, fighting out of it. The shot's not enough, and now Mercedes caught. No catching Davenport. And Davenport sets Monet up for Lopez's big shot. But Davenport connects with a big running knee. Wendy Chu watching on, enjoying this action, really already eliminated from this match. Monet caught, detonation kicked. And Davenport returns to the ring for a moment. Now, there's weaponry out here. That ladder in a difficult place to be utilized. Davenport really knows it. She keeps Monet down on the mat. Meanwhile, she's planted massively there from Lytra, who's taunting at an inopportune time. They're trying to send each other flying. Wendy Chu still in the way. Davenport avoids that leg swipe from Lopez. The battling continuing. Big time cravat suplex there from Monet. Toss sends Davenport down, but Davenport's back to her feet. Sees the fireman's carry. The airplane spin from Mercedes. Drags Elytra down. Saito suplex out from Davenport, who's going underneath for a light tube. The big time glass tube not going to come into play, but there it does. That standing chokeslam type spinebuster. Just crashing the head of Davenport into the light tube. Monet watching on, realizing what's happening, swinging neckbreaker, dropping Davenport. Lopez in the ring. Monet returns in, caught with a lariat. Davenport, smart. Don't go in. Bide your time. Watch on as Lopez lines up the shot. Big time boot. Connecting to the skull. And now Davenport, is this the opportunity? Steal victory from her opponent. Rue connects with the big time running knee. Dropping Lopez. Monet rolls out. Biding her time, recuperating next to the sleepy Wendy Chu. Surprised she hadn't fallen asleep on the outside just yet. Monet, though, back in the ring, connects with a running forearm smash. Now it's Lopez, chop block, takes out Monet. Monet, though, back to her feet, has Elytra hooked up. Brings her down with a cradle shock. Monet's not finished just yet, though. Will Davenport intervene? She does. Has her hooked up. No. Big knee connects. Saves Lopez. But I have a feeling it's more for Davenport's benefit. Charging in the big running knee. Davenport takes the back. Electric chair. Drop into the turnbuckle. Oh my word. Davenport's seizing the opportunity. To the middle rope she goes. Monet in danger. Caught with the big time missile drop kick. Davenport's firing up, shooting big time shots, but Lopez returns to the ring, a guitar in hand. She's tuning up the band, and it connects. Monet rolls out yet again. Davenport's done a number on her. Blair's maybe looking to do a number here on Elytra. Lopez sends her running into the corner. Charges in, connects with a missile dropkick instead of the big high knee. Plants her down with that driver. And now follows it up. The big knee. Somehow not enough to eliminate her. And now Monet hooks up Davenport for the Monet Maker. One Monet Maker connects. Mercedes follows it up with the backstabber into the bank statement. Somehow Davenport's staying alive in this match. She taps out, but remember, it's not a submission match. KO is the one way to win. So while you're in agony in that submission, you cannot be eliminated. A spinning Uranagi connects from Lopez. She needs to put away someone. Get to the final two. Monet in trouble. Planted down. And she's gone.
Has been eliminated.
Our final two. Elytra Lopez. Blair Davenport. And Blair's in danger. Hooked up. Lopez brings her down. And she's out of there. I doubted her to start this match. But in the end, she juiced up and beat them all. This was a brawl. Bloody to the end. The warpath could be felt from bell to bell. But as this bout rolled on, the final three lasted a while. I thought this was it. Davenport hit the big shots onto Lopez, but it wasn't. And in the end, Lopez got them trapped on the outside, eliminated Monet, then eliminated Davenport. That just spinning slam did so much work.
Here is your winner, Elytra Lopez.
You see the blood. You see the destroyed weaponry here on the outside. So much carnage. Perfect for our new era of IPW. The Underground, a brutal place and a brutal ending to tonight's show. Thank you for joining me for this epic card. 3 bouts and 3 explosive endings. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will be seeing you Tuesday night for prime time. Also, P.S. I did realize about the sound on my previous video. But yes, I will see you guys then. Peace out.